Morning, it's FloridaLA.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning, my guest is Bill Griese, the Deputy Executive Director of the TCNA and also the Chairman of the Flooring Sustainability Summit that's set for next week in D.C. Bill, how you doing?
Doing great, Kemp. Thanks for having me.
I thought we'd have a quick conversation about what's going to happen in D.C. next week. This is the third annual Flooring Sustainability Summit, and it's being held at the Mayflower in D.C. and also in the Capitol building. It's the third year. It's hosted by the TCNA, the RFCI, the NWFA, the CRI, NALFA, the Stone Trade Association, and there's one other, right?
Yep. The National Terrazzo and Mosaic Association, NTMA, has joined us as an additional host this year.
It's all of the flooring trade associations getting together to have a discussion about sustainability. And it's 2 days of networking. It actually starts Tuesday night with some cocktails, and you have a full day of panels, keynotes, discussions. And then you have a great reception on Wednesday night, and then we're in the Capitol on Thursday, right?
That's correct.
Give us some highlights. What makes it different this year than the last 2 years?
Well, Kemp, this is the third year, and we couldn't be more excited about our program this year. What's really special about this year, coming out of last year, we really listened to our survey responses to where we wanted to continue more feature around the architecture and design point of view, but also give an opportunity for more back and forth dialogue from supplier and manufacturer side to the A&D audience. This year, leading off right off the bat with our architectural and design panel, to where we'll hear from some representatives from some firms local to the DC area, and it'll be immediately followed by a manufacturer panel representing each of the sectors involved in hosting the summit. So we'll have a good opportunity to have an instant reaction, which will carry on through our breakout workout shops. That's the biggest thing we're excited about this year. Another big theme is technology. If you venture around any of the green building or sustainability trade shows these days, you'll quickly notice the presence of software companies. They're everywhere. And it's not always clear who's selling what services being provided, if it's relevant to the designer specifier, if it's relevant to the supplier, or even if it's relevant to the building owner, consumer, so on and so forth. So we really have to clear the air a little bit there and dive into, what technology partners are relevant to which audience. So we're excited about that.
I'm excited to hear George Bandy, who's Chief Sustainability Officer at Anderson. But prior to that, he was both at Mohawk and Interface. And Cheryl Durst, everybody knows her. She's the head of the IIDA. And then you've got Stephen Ayers, the interim CEO of the Green Building Initiative. And then you've got this reception at the AIA headquarters, which has just recently been remodeled.
Yeah, what a time and what a lineup, right? As you mentioned, Kemp, we're super excited about bookending our keynote program, our opening keynote with George Bandy. Really excited to have Mr. Bandy lead us off, and then to close the summit with Ms. Durst. Those who have heard Cheryl speak before, she's just really engaging, charismatic speaker, and knows a lot in this field, and really helps us tie in the design community. And you also mentioned Mr. Ayers, or the Honorable, I should say, Stephen Ayers, right? 11th architect of the Capitol, current interim CEO of GBI, former interim CEO of AIA, who just happens to be around this year and able to welcome us with some remarks at the newly reimagined AIA campus, which Mr. Ayers actually helped design. So what a lineup.
And this year, too, you've been able to offer CE continuing education credits for all of this great programming that you're putting on. So that's another reason to go. And that should pick up the number of A&D people that attend, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for mentioning that, Kemp. Just another example of how we're really trying to highlight the importance of A&D participation. Please, if you're local to the Washington, D.C. area especially, join the summit. There's 7.5 total learning units available, health, safety, and welfare accredited, and it's free to anyone from the A&D community. Just use the code AD 2026, and you can register for free and get all of your credits that you need.
So we've talked about who's coming, and also, we've got obviously the flooring suppliers, you've got the A&D specifiers, and anybody who wants to become part of the solution for the next achievements we have in the flooring business related to sustainability, right?
Yeah, you've been there, Kemp. You've seen it. This summit really is like no other industry event. It truly is about the dialogue. It's not about promoting a product practice or anything like that. It's about getting together with a thought leadership in flooring, the thought leadership and sustainability, and working towards solutions, finding common ground where there's similarities, identifying where there's differences, identifying where there's gaps, and working together across the whole value chain. So it really, really is an event you want to be at if you're a thought leader in any of those fields.
You know, we adjusted our editorial calendar in Floor Focus this year, and we've just come out with our sustainability issue. And we wrote a little preview about this event on page 17 of that issue, which is out now, and it'll be available at your meeting. Bill, I appreciate you spending time with me and helping to get the word out about what's happening in Washington next week. And by talking to Bill Griese, the Deputy Executive Director of TCNA and the chairman of this event. And you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.